This is our next segment of Talk of the Town. We've kind of been out of the loop for a while. Mr. Meyer has been visiting the southwest part of our country, Lake Havasu, a wonderful place. Good to have you back. I do want to say, however, that things were rather peaceful here for a considerable length of time. I'm sure now that it'll pick up again, and we do welcome having you back.
Well, hope to liven things up. Thank you.
I did enjoy the respite, and it was nice to have a rest. Anyway, we do have, as our guest today, Dottie Pallansch, and Dottie is the recently elected or appointed director of the Melrose Chamber of Commerce, a pretty active group in our area and our community, and I'm sure Dottie's going to make that group even more active and influential, would be a good term. So at this point, maybe what we should do, Mr. Meyer, is ask Dottie just to give us a very brief sketch about how she arrived. No, don't go back, from kindergarten, but kind of fill us in on the last short length of time.
Okay. Quite a few of you probably know that I used to own a business in town, and at that time we were very active in the chamber, and I served on the board of directors for quite a few years at that time. And then I've also volunteered for many events that the chamber sponsors and to do things for the chamber. And when this position opened at this time, it just happened to be that it was something that I was very interested in doing. Betty did a really good job before me, and I'm at the point in my life where I just wanted to stay in town and do my work here and have some fun doing work. So I applied for the job, and here I am.
So you do consider it fun?
Yes, I do consider this
Great.
very fun. It's working with all the different business people in town is just fantastic, because everyone is really, really there to help and be good volunteers for the chamber, and it's very fun.
Now, Dottie, you work out of the office here in Melrose.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the address? Give the address for a plug or anybody that wants to come in and talk to you about
It's
things.
407 East Main Street, and it's right next to Lisa's on Main.
Okay.
Everybody knows where that is, or across from the Beacon office.
You keep regular, what kind of office hours are you here?
I have regular office hours that I'm here from noon to 3 every day, for sure, unless I have to attend a meeting someplace. But my working hours are from 8:30 in the morning until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Depends on what's going on. And I'm usually running around town doing errands and so on the other times that I'm not in the office.
So you use that to contact the various businesses, and so these hours, 12 to 3. Are you studying to be a lawyer?
No, that's only when I make sure I'm in the office at that time. But I'm usually here in my office by 7:30 in the morning, and I rarely leave before 5. But I'm in and out during the rest of the time of the days. I'll go to if I have meetings, I'll try to schedule them, in the mornings or late after 3 o'clock. If I have to do errands, I will schedule that before noon and after 3. So I am in the office between 12 noon and 3 every day, that people know when they can catch me here.
So if someone wants to call you and a call comes in the morning, does it go on your answering machine or voicemail or something
If
like
I'm
that?
not here, yes.
Okay.
Mhm. But a lot of times I am here during that time also.
Do you field a lot of calls? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of aspects to your job, and we're going to get into those, but it just occurs to me, when I go to a strange community, I call the chamber for information on what businesses are available and things.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get a lot of calls from people that are really not members of the chamber but just want to know something about the community?
Oh yeah, we get a lot of calls from many different places across the country, and they call and ask, I've heard a certain business makes this type of thing, and I believe they said they were in Melrose. Do you know what business that is? That type of thing. Or we're going to be coming and visiting that area this summer. I would like to have some information sent to me. I send out, 5 or 6 packages a week to different people that call and ask, or email and ask for information
Okay.
about the area.
So you're on the phone, you're on the email, and the chamber has a website?
Yes, and it's www.melrosemen.org.
Okay. And is that kept up to date pretty well?
It hadn't been until now, and I'm in the process of renovating it and getting it back up to date. And it will be ready, it's supposed to be ready by the middle of May.
Do you have any idea, excuse me,
Is
Don?
this the middle of May?
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many hits occur on that?
I don't have at this time. There was never a counter put on it, so I'm not sure.
I had an occasion just this last week, Mark, to call your chamber colleague in Grand Marais, Minnesota, for the very thing that you point out. I needed some information on the community, and because I'm going to be doing some schoolwork in that area, and what they had for lodging and so on and so forth. And it's kind of a nice thing to be able to call someone that would appreciate what you're looking for. And your colleague did, I don't recall what her name was, but anyway, did a very nice job of saying, well, I'll get this out to you today, and that mailing thing like you mentioned. Good impression. That's so important.
All chamber managers are very willing to help anybody, and they're also willing to help other chamber managers when needed.
You told me you called Grand Marais because you wanted a fishing guide and you were going to fish the summer away up in Lake Superior.
I probably would have to go up there to find the guide. There's certainly nobody around here that really knows a whole lot about
Not
that.
up there, but you have to go that far to do catch a fish. Well, good luck this summer up there.
Well, I'm up there after bigger fish, yeah. Dottie, what do you see as the primary purposes, not in too great a detail, but what are the primary purposes of the chamber? What is it that is their, in a sense, driving force?
Well, the chamber was formed as an organization of business, men and women, to promote the area economically and as a very good place to live, work, and play. And their primary focus is to get people to come into the community, see what the community has to offer, and see what businesses have to offer here. And also to help promote the area to other businesses that maybe would relocate here or start here.
I think that's a good global kind of a description and overall purpose. But to refine that down, how do you fall into that whole picture? What is your base of operation and your mode of operation to bring that about?
My title is executive director. My job actually has a number of different hats that I wear. And the main one is kind of being executive secretary to the board of directors. We have an elected board of directors, and they make all the decisions for the chamber with the directions from the chamber members. I go by whatever my board says. I carry out their directives, and then I also help. We have many committee members that work on different aspects within the chamber, and I help those people do their jobs as much as possible. But I also am here in the office and around town, and I go to many different meetings in the central Minnesota promoting Melrose as a good place for businesses and as a good place to live, work, and play. We were talking about, getting out the information to people who request information. That's one of the things that I do here in the community, or the office.
Dottie, the Melrose Chamber pretty well represents most, if not or at least a high percentage of the businesses in the community. Is that true?
That's right.
Do you know
yeah.
how many people, how many members do we have now?
We have 122 members right now,
Okay.
and we're hoping to make that grow. We have some ideas that where we can contact other members, other people that could be members.
Many years ago, there was a real problem in the chamber with the dues, and the structure was considered to be unfair. And a group worked on a fee structure, and I was really pleased and surprised that they came up with the innovative method that they did. And it seems to have satisfied a lot of people. Are you finding that that's still true today, that people, that prospective members don't come in and complain that they're being assessed unfairly?
We haven't hardly had any complaints about the dues structure.
Okay.
And we don't like to call it dues. It's an investment in your community. But the investment structure is now, it has a base, and from that all members pay that base.
Mm-hmm.
And then per employee, you know, the bigger you are, the more you pay.
Right.
So it's very fair to everyone. And then we have associate members, which Don is an associate member, and they pay one base because it's just one member.
Now, am I a voting member as an associate?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can anyone become an associate member?
Anyone in the community that is interested in helping to make Melrose a better place economically and livability-wise can be a member.
So this would be a real opportunity for people to get involved in the community and you know, beyond just maybe some of the specific organizations. I think it'd be great if there were more associate members. I really do.
Yep, and we did have an associate membership drive right after I became director here, and we did get about 6 or 7 new ones at that time, which is really great, you know. And it's these are the members that are probably past business owners, or they're retired people, you know, that from businesses. These are the ones that we targeted at that time, but we're also going to be going out and talking to just leaders of the community, you know, they're really interested in things that are happening, and talk to them about becoming a member.
And then, as a member, they would be notified of the general membership meetings,
Right.
date, time, and place, and welcome to come.
Absolutely, and they would get the Melrose Chamber of Commerce newsletter, quarterly newsletter. So they would be kept up to date on everything that we're doing and what's happening. And then they would have the opportunity to also give their opinions and input.
So they could give you a call. Any businesses that are not now members, if they don't understand the fee, the membership, the investment in
Investment,
the
yes.
investment in the chamber, can call you and get an outline of how that would work and get on board.
Absolutely, anytime.
Dottie, a little earlier, you mentioned, and I interpreted it as a pretty high degree of modesty, about providing or carrying out the directives of the chamber board and the membership and so on and so forth. In your role, do you have room, in a sense, for perhaps providing some direction or some, in a sense, I suppose I'll use the V word, vision to the board beyond just being a carrier-outer, that you might be here's what we maybe can do, folks, rather than, you know, I'll just do what you tell me?
Yes, I'm very lucky to have a board of directors that values my opinion, and they ask for my opinion. And I do. I'm not a person that keeps my opinion to myself.
I would never have thought that.
And yes, I have suggested some changes that they have allowed me to implement. Every year the board changes. So, you know, every year you have to I have to see what the next board is going to be like. what their personality and directions are going to be. But right now, yes, I have a very good board that really, really values my opinion and looks to me for a little bit of leadership.
Speaking of that, Dottie, what do you see as the big challenge or a big opportunity that the Melrose Chamber is looking at for the near future? See any big problems or big opportunities that should be worked on?
The chamber right now is looking at trying to get more members involved, more people as members, more businesses as members, so that we have a little bit more say in what is going on in the community. We want to become a little bit more involved in things that are happening, not only in the business sense as retail businesses, but economically of what's happening to Melrose, to be able to help entice more people to bring their businesses here. One of the things that we are working on as a chamber, and I'm working personally with it very much so with the Partners in Action Committee, is we're trying to educate the community about how well a community center, community entertainment center would be here if we could establish that in Melrose. How it would be economically, it would be just great for the city and provide some jobs. That's one of the things that we're focusing on right now. But we're hoping to, if we have this community center, this would help it make it a lot easier for businesses to decide they could come and establish a business here, and it would have these amenities for their employees.
Right. There's a survey out right now, a survey form that has been mailed out to everyone in the school district.
Yes.
And I'm sure you want to encourage people to fill those out and get them back in if they haven't already done so.
Well, this has actually been put on by the Partners in Action Committee,
Okay.
but it's been endorsed by the Chamber of Commerce. And what this is we're just asking the people what they would like to see in a community center if something like this was established here. And we value their opinions very much. We have a committee that's working on this, and they will go through all of these surveys and see what the residents are feeling about this. At the present time, it's more or less it's dreaming big. We know that everything that we would like to see in it is not going to happen now because of cost.
Sure.
It's just not feasible to have everything. When we get a little bit further down the road, then we will have to decide what we're going to have in it, how much the building is going to cost, where is it going to be, all of those things. But right now, we're just kind of dreaming big and seeing where we go from there.
If anyone doesn't have that form or would like to add something to it, they could pick one up at the chamber office. They could pick one up at John Snyder's.
Yep.
John
Yep.
Chimba's Snyder.
And they can drop them off at?
There's a whole list in here. It's all the financial institutions. There's a list in here of all the places that can be dropped off at. It's a Melrose City Center, all the financial institutions in Melrose and their branch offices in the local communities. This was sent out to all of the people in the school district. So they can just drop them off there, or they can mail them into this office or drop it at this office.
Let's switch gears a little bit, but it is connected to this.
Okay.
It seems, Mark, that when you think of a community, and especially in my view ours, we have to be very concerned about housing issues. We have to be concerned about jobs. That's always, you mentioned bringing businesses in, so on and so forth. So it's housing, jobs, and the other piece is livability. Is the community a good or a nice place for people to live? And that's becoming perhaps more and more important I'm not saying the most important thing, but it is an important piece in any community, is the livability factors. And I hear you saying, Dottie, that with this kind of a thing is lends itself as a livability issue, which ties back into the attraction of jobs and so forth, just like schools and the other infrastructure in the community.
And to keep our young people here, rather than as soon as they graduate from school or college, they go off someplace else. You know, we're trying to keep them here. Even if they work maybe in St. Cloud, we would like to have them stay living here. But we also want to bring jobs here, our higher paying jobs that give them a good income, that will bring them and to keep them living here and working here and playing here.
There's a focus, too, on seniors, activities for seniors.
That's
as
right.
well as young people.
In this, what we have envisioned for this is a senior citizen center that could be opened all the time. They would have a coordinator there, and it would be open daily, you know, from early morning till late at night. And activities going on, or people could just drop in when they wanted to meet their friend there and play some cards with their buddies. Or
Is there any restrictions on gin games?
they can play whatever kind of games they want.
There is hope for you.
That'll bring some folks in.
I might join you in a gin game there.
You can join him.
He's our
Oh,
roller.
okay.
I want to switch gears, Mark, just a little bit here.
You're always switching gears.
I know. You enjoy doing it. I never thought.
See, I wear many hats, see?
See, I've always been known to think in somewhat of a random fet. No, I'm just.
Okay.
Anyway, one of the things that apparently is going to be happening in our community is some road work.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Maybe,
if you
go
did.
ahead. Go ahead. Visit about that.
I hear some serious concerns on the street about having the Fifth
Fifth
Avenue North being shut down for a long period of time, and merchants being concerned that people coming from probably, a very significant part of our trade area, Lake Sylvia, Little Birch, Big Birch, are not going to make it into town. They're going to hit the 5-mile corner and go right to Sauk Center. And I know that there are some merchants who are really worried about that. Is there anything being discussed about that, or anything that can be done about it?
Well, this road construction is a long time been coming, and it's very needed. It's going to add a third lane for a turn lane, and it's going to make the congestion, especially by the high school, a lot easier to handle. And it's going to happen all the way from the bridge going north to the city line.
Corporate limits.
Corporate limit line. The concern, of course, is the county is going to be detouring these people several miles east and several miles west before they bring them back down into Melrose. The Chamber of Commerce has been proactive on this. We're having our own detour signs put up, and we've talked to the county about this in the township. We've been working real close with them. We can detour them straight down Highway 13 to the S-curve, just north of town. Then it will take them 1 mile across a gravel road, which is a very good gravel road, and they're going to be maintaining that all summer long. It'll take them 1 mile west over to County Road 170, which is, everybody knows, pretty close to where Fannenstein's corner is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very close to there, and then it'll come back into Melrose that way. We are also going to be promoting the businesses and enticing customers to come into town during the construction by giving a coupon book out, which has some very good coupons in there to use during that construction period. We have just learned recently that that's going to be delayed. It's supposed to start on the 1st of June, but it's been delayed for at least 2 weeks. So possibly won't start until the 1st of July. We don't know that, exactly when that's going to be starting now.
If they don't start until the 1st of July, and let's say it takes 90 days, or they're going to be into the school year, how are they going to get the school kids into that school? Are they all going to have to come in from the east?
Well, I just talked to Tracy Ecola, our, I'm not sure what her title
Utilities
is.
superintendent.
Yeah. I just talked to her this morning about that, and she said that the road work itself will only take 2 months. Most of the things that are going to take longer than that are things like landscaping and the trails and the sidewalks. So they still feel that they can have that road work itself done and open by the time school starts.
So it would seem to me, and again, I'm removed from that sort of thing right now, or have been. It would seem to me that when it comes to the school, you got a time issue, because we run a pretty tight schedule as far as transportation. And the other issue is a safety factor, because it's going to be difficult to get ambulances and fire trucks and that kind of thing if anything ever would occur that would be an emergency.
On these road constructions, they have a thing where they have to have a trail sort of, or some way for emergency vehicles to get through those. And if you remember the Riverside Avenue last year, they had it, where emergency vehicles could get through, but it was very bumpy and, Also, the Fifth Avenue and Fifth Street corner, I understand that they pretty much have to keep that where emergency vehicles can go across that Fifth Avenue if needed.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have a busy summer,
Oh, yes.
as I'm sure is always true with the chamber. And Dottie, I'm sure we could talk about issues here for a long time, but we are running out of time. And we want to thank you and congratulate you on your position and wish you the very, very best in the future. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the chamber meetings.
Well, thank
Anything
you.
else, Don?
Well, I'm excited about Dottie being in this position, because I think she's always been, she bleeds purple. I mean, let's face it, she's Melrose through and through, and I think that that's a real plus for us and plus for the chamber, and then she's been known to occasionally let her views be known. The other thing I would like to do as a wrap, too, is I'd like to thank Renee, our camera person, and our director, and our producer. What else? She does it all.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do appreciate her help, and gets us coffee.
Oh, yes.
And that's a good role,
Good
too.
things.
Yep.
So thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dottie.
I enjoy this very much. Thank you. You're not getting my face.
Nope, just the survey, so hold it.
She does have standards.
Yeah.
Should I feel better with this out of there?
We didn't cover that, but
Oh, you
that's all
couldn't
right.
see that? Okay.
Yeah.
And you have some rock steady hands there.
I don't know.
That's